Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong Extended Edition episode 15. We were just about to go talk to the Wampoan elders about all of the killing that has been happening to them. Oh, there was an alley over there. Oh, I can talk, I can look at it later. I'll talk to him. I keep missing these. This orc woman is festooned with small circuits, tiny trit screens, and speakers. The trit screens display snippets of trit broadcast from every corner of the world. The tiny speakers play counterpoint with a susurrus of voices speaking Firthil, Punjabi, Kazakh, and other languages. Interesting languages. Her expression is haggard and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. Welcome to Wampoa, my friend. I am Elder Nig, and these are Elders Tang and Ip. Nig gestures to the elf and human, who each incline their heads respectfully. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. It's the least I could do. Sure, whatever. As long as you can pay, I can help. I hear they don't like to be respected, so I'm gonna put this the least I could do. Disrespectful. Blah. Under Tang's skin, glowing tattoos writhe and change shape. Tigers become cranes and move on to dragons. We're under threat. One by one, we elders are being hunted by some monster. As you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. Actually, did not notice that. Ip crosses his solid chrome arms. Holographic readouts dance constantly over their surface, displaying diagnostic information about their state, operating temperature, servo pressure, and a variety of other minutiae. Alright, whatever you say. He looks past you towards Isabel. The prodigal daughter returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Wampoa in my lifetime, Isabel. When you disappeared, Elder Yetunde was very put out. I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. Ip pauses, tasting the air as he chooses his next words with care. I hope my lessons has helped you prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places though. Isabel shrugs. A moment later, she places a hand on her pistol, eyes trained on the Ip's shoes. I don't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. Isabel blinks several times and then looks up at Nig, her expression clouded. Where is Yetunde anyway? I expected her to be here. Nig shakes her head sadly. She reaches out a hand towards Isabel, who shrinks away from it. I've noticed Isabel doesn't really care for touch. She's dead, so are Gon and Nakamura, and Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. Isabel's expression remains impassive, but her knuckles grow white as her hands ball up into fists. That's what we're here for. We'll stop the kill. Thank you, Isabel. Nick lifts a hand, wiping away tears from her eyes. What can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gon. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. Nick swallows, grimacing at the painful memory. He's been torn apart. His head had been ripped completely off, and most of his skin flayed away. There was so much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. Tang nods, running his palm over his forehead. The rest have been the same. Always at night, always dismembered. Seeing is like a nightmare, and every time nobody has seen anything, it's like a ghost. What happened to Tong? Same thing that happened to the rest of the victims. Disseration and dismemberment. We'll send a guard to keep people out of his shop. We sent a guard to keep people out of his shop, but he'll let you in. When did he die? Sometime early tonight, he locked up his shop, but Ip stopped by to ask him about some skill chips he had. Doors unlocked inside. It lifts her hands helplessly. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. Seeing Nick's inability to continue, Ip takes over. Inside like a bad horror sim, just like all the other murders. It had to have happened after sundown because I saw his shop was open when I went on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Why didn't you call the police? The Hong Kong police isn't welcome here. Ugh, don't ask them. They tried to force us out several times before, or to come hunting for someone to pin a crime on. We do a lot of favors for local gangs and triads, handle their matrix security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to the Hong Kong Shadowlands hub. We're too valuable a resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the HKPF or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security, and we make sure to send a message via the matrix. The last time the HKPF made trouble, we started airing the assistant chief's dirty laundry over the tread. They got the picture and backed off. Have you made any enemies lately? Nick shrugs helplessly. Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves. We buy and sell technology. We're not mercenaries or criminals. We're merchants and deckers. And even if someone was cheated in a deal, this kind of response is unthinkable. Whatever did this, it wasn't human. The violence and savagery, it's a monster, whatever it is. Plenty of metahumans are monsters too, Nick. Just because it's horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. That's how I feel about it. What do the Wampoan's elders do? Isabel snorts derisively. They make the rules and kick people out who don't obey them. They're a bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. Pretty bold. You're being unfair, Isabel. Our laws are for the good of the community. Hank turns to address you. We keep the Wampoa and his residents safe. We review trade agreements with outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide a guiding vision, like a town council. I can respect that, because I think if I disrespect you, you have my butt. Or tell kindly Chang. I am glad you understand. This community is fragile and the authorities bear us a lot of ill will. A single misstep could spell our end. I am the invoker of sprites. I commune with the spirits of machines, ask them for blessings, and pass those blessings on to the people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as it can be, given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's just she got some kooky spin on it. Hangs her totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Isabel pats her deck, looking at Nick. Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck is mine. I built it. The only spirits it's gotten it are the ESPs I loaded up with. Nice. Oh, she's so over them. Nick gives Isabel a look of deep sadness. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean that it does not exist. Because you do not believe in it does not protect you from afar. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect on the physical world. Your superstitions are just that. Bullshit. Isabel glances at you, jerking a thumb toward Tang. This guy treats drones like they're living things. That right. What exactly do you do, Tang? Tang extends his arms, palms up. As you watch, the tattoos therein shift into a complex mathematical formula. I am the first and glorious servo. I study patterns, repair machinery, and teach others how to attune themselves to the wonders of automation. The blessed Autofab is my shop and purview, where we make the drones we use and sell. As for me, I serve as the resplendent voltage spike. It smiles crookedly. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. That's all for now. Might be wise to ask the residents of Wampoa Garden if they've seen or heard anything after you've gone to Tong's Sensory Carnival. They may have seen or heard things we have not. Good to know. He's the head of security. Why isn't he out trying to get these guys? Hey, shouldn't he have been guarding them since they know they... He was like, oh no, I don't want to get killed. Oh, there are a bunch of people. Oh, that's why the people were standing around. I kind of respect them for scenery, really. The elders don't want anyone to go inside without their permission. It must be pretty bad in there. Porter Lamb, at your service. The elders told me that you'd be coming. They tell you what happened to Tong? Just the basic. Well, nothing's basic about this. I've seen people shot, stabbed, beaten to death. Hell, I've seen even a corpse that was so dry and desiccated, I could have sworn a vampire got to it. None of that got anything on this. Brace yourself and go on in. Hong Sensory Carnival looks like a scene out of a B-grade slasher scene. Flowing scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emanating from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood. Despite the ragged remnants of elder tongue littering the floor, the rest of the shop appears to be in good order, at least at first glance. Nothing is broken, tipped over, or otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceiling and walls. The blood from Tong's body isn't just confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Oh. That is shit. That is something. Let's investigate. Tong's body is a ruined mess. The destroyed ruin of his face is barely recognizable, and what is left of his body would be described as savage. All of his limbs have been torn off, and a pile of flayed skin lies next to the remnants of the Wampoan elder. The Wampoan's clothing has all but been reduced to rags and tissue by cuts and tears, apparently sustained during the flame. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into a semblance of human form is the hair-thin fiber optics of his cyberware. Gobbet puts a hand over her mouth, speaking in an uncharacteristically serious tone. Sweet heaven, MS. I haven't seen anything like that since Auntie Wong tried to slash some cred sticks in a devil's rat nest. It takes a lot to turn my stomach, but we sure have a winner today. This is seriously messed up. I second that. This isn't a murder. This is more like, I don't know, a feeding frenzy. If it weren't for the skin, I'd say Tong stepped on a goddamn mine or something. I can't do it. Those. I've got it essence body. You're the boss, boss. Man, this is gonna be unpleasant. Gobbet closes her eyes, taking a deep breath. After a moment, she opens them again and makes a strange grunting noise. There's no fear here, MS. No anger either. Just this kind of satisfied feeling. Hong never saw it coming, and whoever did it was professional about it, which is pretty odd because nobody's professional about eviscerating a body, as far as I know. Think it was a hit? I don't know why the killer was after Tong, but it definitely wasn't any kind of mindless creature or even someone particularly passionate. It was somebody who planned this and executed it and was glad about it. I don't know, it kind of feels like it was just business as usual. Business as usual. Study wall. The walls are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which has hardened into a crusty congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally. It looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. Hey, MS, I don't know a whole lot about science or all that, but I know what blood looks like when it hits a wall. This isn't natural. Somebody deliberately smeared blood all over these walls. See how it looks like it's got paint trails? That's because somebody used Tong's parts like a brush. So they painted his walls? Oh, wow. So they painted his walls with blood. Why? Do I look like a psychologist to you? Maybe because they're a freak. Maybe they're one of those sick serial killers that sees their murders as art. I got no clue. All I know is what normal blood looks like on the wall, and this ain't it. Hey, tell them, Duncan. Some people have a bad grasp of art. I knew this guy in Kwantung who used to make music out of stray static and panic button calls. Called it Crisis. It was awful. That was our random fact of the day by Isabel. Desk safe. Tong's desk drawers are open and the safe that's built into one side has been opened. There's no sign of tampering and the green light next to the word unlocked is. Whoever opened the safe did it with a key fob. Inside are several blank cred sticks but no sign of any with money on them. Looks like someone looted his stash. A guy like this wouldn't keep only empty cred sticks in his safe. So it was a robbery, or they made it look like a robbery. Which sounds more right since Gobbet said it felt professional. A robbery gone wrong would have been panic everywhere. Hong's bathroom is immaculate and the drains are tiny. Whatever killed him didn't exit. Good to know. Editor. This is a Yamaha 95,000 V SIP. Yamaha's been around for quite some time. Now I see. A device for mixing and mastering SimCity chips. Several drive bays are empty and all of the chip jacks are empty. The screen is flashing with repeated error messages. Requested files cannot be found. Please return drives to bay and try again. Oh, fix it up, Isabel. Isabel rattles out some commands on the SimCity keyboard, stepping away after a few seconds with a look of satisfaction on her face. There, I put the drive warning on suspend. It's in diagnostic mode only, though. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe not. Yamaha SimOS, diagnostic checks, memory okay, drive error, assist bus okay, beginning coordinate, please wait. Isabel studies the screen in detail as letters and numbers scroll by. Looks like Tom was cooking some BTLs here. He's hacked the P controller output cutoff. The delta levels on sim chips are usually about 4 to 5. 6.5 for Cal Hots. His delta P's are pushing 12. That's brain burning territory, MS, and all the drives and chips those BTLs were stored on are missing. I never liked Tom, but it wasn't because he was a bad guy. I just didn't like any of the elders. But if he was cooking chips at Delta 12, maybe he burned somebody he shouldn't have. Maybe they flipped their lid and came after him, or a relative did. Isabel gives you a serious look, tipping her head at the sentence. The metahuman brain can't handle this kind of output. It'll shut down after a few. So he was hurting someone through the web? Is what Isabella's saying? That's all that's in here. I need to stay in here with this. You guys are stepping. I heard he's not just dead, he's been all cut up. Yeah, you would have heard correctly. But I'm going to end the video here and we'll question some of these guys when we come back. If you liked the video, comment or subscribe below. Thank you for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.